Hey YouTube, this is Orion making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button and also please consider subscribing. It is very much appreciated. This is a short video comparison review of my Reates that I have in my collection. I'll say straight up that I love Reate as a company. I think they produce some of the finest production knives available. I have 4 in my collection, starting with my favourite was the Reate Horizon D milled titanium version. My favourite gentleman's knife, the Reate Blue Wave. This is the Reate Torrent 2015. It's the M390 version, and the first Reate I ever bought was the Mini Horizon D, again in the milled titanium version. Reate makes an excellent knife. Their fit and finish is spectacular. They, as far as I'm concerned, are at almost the pinnacle of production knives, which does make them expensive. They tend to run from about $350, $400 up to $550 for the standard models, and then if you get the Demosteel and Timascus or whatever, they can easily hit $1,000 Australian for the knives. But for that sort of money, you do get a spectacular, well finished, well executed pocket knife. The Horizon D, the reason why I like it so much is it has all the features that I expect from an EDC knife, plus it fits my extra large hands really well. It's a big knife, but it also is close to being the perfect knife for me. And if there was anything that I wanted to change on it, and it's only such a nitpicky little thing, is I'd actually like a little bit of a cutout for the pass-through so you can get to the lock better. But apart from that, as you can see, the flipping action on it's spectacular. It's the best flipper I have. Drops shut. The beautiful milling all over, it adds texture. The blue anodization, and this milling, with the anodizing of the pocket clip and the pivots, is this fingerprint, which I've never seen on any other knives. And it's beautiful. The pocket clip isn't deep carry, but it does carry very well in the pocket. It's a big knife, but it does take a lot of pocket real estate up. But everything's chamfered. It's just, as I said, the fit and finish is spectacular. Nice stonewash finish on the blade. Big chunk M390 there. That's the Horizon D. Next one in my collection is the Wave. And you can tell the two of them together. The Wave is a lot smaller, but still large enough to give you a usable blade length. It still fits my hands, only just, but it does fit them. You can see it there. Again, fit and finish on these knives is fantastic. It's got a slight stone washing there, and these panels. Some people don't like the panels. They think that they're a bit gaudy looking. Personally, I don't mind them. I just wish they'd eliminated these holes. I've often said that they should have been blind. The screws should come up and should seat in there, and you shouldn't be able to see where they've have the screws. But with the gold around the outside of it and the milling and anodization is really, really well done. And again, flipping action on this knife, it's probably my second best flipper that I have. It's snappy. You can wiggle this blade shut. The blade is a little bit lighter, so it's not going to drop shut as easily. But I reckon the reason why this one fires as well as it does is because it's almost a bolster lock. This panel covers the lock, so your fingers, when you fire the knife, don't impact on the lock at all. They just rest on that panel there, and it fires off really well. It's very snappy. Again, a beautiful knife. I've also heard criticisms about the lanyard. It sticks out, and it's probably not ideal the way they did that. They could have integrated it into the lanyard and made it like a lot of knives do. They build them into the lanyards now rather than sticking out. It just looks like it's been tacked on as an afterthought. I don't EDC knives without lanyards, so I'm just glad they put one on there personally. It doesn't really bother me, but they could have done that a little bit better. But again, basically perfect from the factory, except for the blind holes. Maybe integrate the lanyard a little bit better. And again, this pass-through, they don't seem to do a very well cut out. You can still get to the lock all right. It's not a problem, but I prefer it when they cut a little bit out so you can get to the lock really well. Again, all these knives all have excellent lockup, 30-40%. All their flipping action is first rate, although these two are a little bit better than these two, but it's not much of a difference really. That's the Blue Wave. These three are discontinued. You can't get them anymore. They don't make them anymore. They did make another run of these, but they changed the blade steel. So this one is still discontinued, but you can still get in with the RWL 34 blade steel. But that's the next one. This is my Torrent. I missed out on the run, but I found one on ABF, Australian Blade Forums, like new brand, basically like new in box. And this is the Reate Torrent 2015 version. And if that action's really good, but it's slightly less than this. And if that one fired as good as this one, this would be my favourite Reate, because I love it. It's really well. I think that's a Todd Begg who does the bodegas. I'm not sure that's from memory. That's this pocket clip. Don't quote me on that. It could be wrong, but it's got all this intricate milling all over the thing. Again, everything's chamfered. Fits my hand really well. I love the harpoon. You can use the forward choil without risk of going up on the blade. I like the blade stops, external blade stops. I reckon they're a great idea. Gives it a lot more stability. And it's got the satin finish on the blade with the stonewash flats. Again, a big slab M390. They're all M390s, these ones. Anodized. And that pocket clip works really well. It's again not deep carry, but still rides well in the pocket. the two of my full-size ones side by side. They're almost the same size knife, just slight differences. But they're my two favourite full-size knives, probably out of my collection. I'm glad I secured this one. Like they're really hard to find with the M390 blades, and I honestly believe the RWL 34 steel is a step down in them, but that's just personal preferences. This is the first Reate I bought. It's the Mini Horizon D. There's a bit of a story with this. I actually bought the one with the carbon fibre panel in it, but after about 3 days of carrying it in the pocket, all the carbon fibre seemed to scuff out, and it was I contacted my dealer and said, is this normal? It looks like it was almost had sandpaper rubbed over it. That was its look. It was just from going in and out of the pocket. Well, basically they replaced it, and Tony from True Talon, who I bought this knife off, sent me this one to play with while the other one was away. And I liked this one so much, I just said, don't worry about sending me another one with the carbon fibre. I'll just go with this one, because it's again, it's a bit smaller than the D. I don't see really how they get the mini version of it, because it's still a pretty full-size knife. It gives my hands, as you can see, my hands finished just there. All the intricate milling. The one thing I was a bit disappointed with this, only in the fact that the full-size one had all the anodization, and I did actually, if you notice, it's got a blue hardware there. I did put a blue screw set from Reate. I got them to send it out, but long story short, I stripped out one of the screws, the torque screws. So Reate put all new screws in it and left them as this. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to change it over to the blue screw set. I'm just going to leave it as it is. It's just I like a little bit of bling on my knives with the blue anodization. I think it looks really sexy, and I wish they'd done it from the factory. I actually wish they'd done this type of anodization with the fingerprint and made it a true mini version of that, and that's them, the two, so you can see a size comparison. This is a very similar size comparison to the Wave. When you have all three up together, you can see that the Mini Horizon D and the Wave are very similar size. And I actually think these knives are in that perfect EDCable range. Like their package is perfect. They're about 3.5 inch blade, 3.4 inch blade, or something around that size. That's the all there, and then as you can see, all of them open up together. Probably not a bit better doing it this way for you. That's all of them. Mini Horizon D, Torrent 2015, Blue Wave, Horizon D. And that's what you get when you buy a Reate. You can basically expect almost flawless fit and finish, really good action at the pinnacle of production knives, basically. The only thing is they do tend to be expensive. But I honestly think they're worth the money, if I had to be honest about it. There they are. That's my Reate collection. Thanks for watching.